Hey everyone, it's Ed here. Welcome to another edition of Ed Talks. I'm really excited because this is a new topic, and Teal Heath is here to really educate all of us and share a little bit more about IT, healthcare, construction, how that all works together, how we can maximize the possibilities. So, Teal, welcome to Ed Talks.
Thank you for having me. I'm pleased to be here.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this topic because all of us, at one point or another, if you work in IT, you are going to intersect with construction, with engineering. And if you don't, that's bad news. That's bad news because I've had that as well, right? Because I've had a fairly long career, so I've had all sorts of circumstances happen. And early on, it was definitely we had a new build, could have been a new hospital, and IT was the last thing anyone thought about, that anyone brought up. And we were brought in late in the game, and we're like, what about data closets? Just thinking of really simple things. What about all of our cabling? What about, this or that? How are we going to handle? Are you going to be able to fit all this equipment in a particular room? All those sort of things came after. And what you saw the same need, I'm guessing, and I'm going to ask you about that. And really are able to help people like myself when I was a CIO and others in really marrying the two together so that you optimize both. So I don't want to go too far into my own experience. I'd rather hear about you, Teal. So tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this specifically.
I can do that. So, I am a registered nurse. Early on in my career, I was sort of recruited into IT and have spent most of my career in the health IT space. And while is working in the health IT, I've headed up IT PMO and an enterprise project management office for Colorado's largest healthcare system at the time. And in that process, that system had 20 or so hospitals, and it was a perfect timing for a construction window, meaning they hadn't done a lot of work in terms of upkeep, new hospitals, and analysis, determining where it would be wise to position ourselves to be able to provide services in our area. And so there was a lot of projects on the docket. And though that meant that the IT department was going to have to support and be competent in the management of all of the IT components associated with those hospitals and prepare them for open. And not just open, but also billing for patients and all of the fun stuff that happens post opening.
Yeah, no, so you learned from experience yourself. So you were in first as a nurse and a clinician, and thank you for taking care of patients. And then you, as part of the PMO, you got involved in construction, and then as you grew and you saw the need for really specialization in this area, because I think sometimes we try to wing it, right? We think a project is a project is a project, and we try to wing it, and it just doesn't work.
100%. And what I usually do to kind of level set it is I try to remind people what hospitals looked like in the late 1990s, early 2000s. And when you walked into a hospital, there was very little technology for the most part.
Yeah.
There would be PCs and printers in all the business offices, administration, and of course, the unit secretary would have a PC and a printer. There were phones everywhere. But basically, there was that cabled infrastructure, those simplistic devices. Wireless networks weren't even really a thing. It was
Yeah.
really straightforward, very simplistic. And then you fast forward to today, and it's not apples and oranges, it's apples and cats. Everything rides some sort of IT provided functionality or software system. Everything, from getting a pill to getting a meal tray to having a procedure to the guys that pick you up in your room to take you down to x-ray transport. Everything rides on some sort of application framework that's integrated and that the IT department provides and supports everything.
Yeah,
But
and yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. The one thing that hasn't changed is the approach that you just described. In some cases, just wing it.
Yeah.
The approach to supporting the projects is exactly the same.
Yeah. And where I was headed is that oftentimes, still today, the architecture firm, the construction company that's hired will sort of just allocate a fixed dollar amount for tech that you then inherit. If you're not engaged, you're going to inherit a number and you're not going to be able to deviate from that number without spending a lot of relationship capital. And I've been in that situation as well, where we weren't engaged, we weren't proactive, we inherited a number, and the number was way off, right? Because to your point, some of these firms are still on the old school, and we're in the new school in terms of tech, and didn't really account for all these things. Or there's variation within different health systems. Some health systems is much more technology advanced, and they may be working with average numbers, whereas you're more advanced. Like we were building a hospital of the future earlier in my career, and the architecture firm was not an architecture firm of the future. And so their number and our numbers didn't jive. And that was a really hard lesson that I think our health system learned as we had to reconcile the differences in our budget. And so I told myself then I would never be in that situation again. And, definitely leverage a firm like yours in order to make sure that we don't miss the boat. So tell us, can you give us another example where you've helped an organization and just how that looks like?
Certainly. So the first thing we did when we decided that this was a space that definitely had a need, but that could be modernized and also meaningful, was we started to put together a integrated technology platform that would take all of the IT work and automate the processes and workflows. And to your point, one of the most important things to have right up front when there's the least amount of information available for the project is the technology budget.
Yeah.
And IT departments struggle to develop their own technology budget because it's construction, it's not their industry expertise,
Yeah.
it's completely third vertical. So they struggle to know that. The thing that's important to know is any construction team will have the exact same pie of players. You named some of them, the architect, the general contractor, they have medical equipment planners, they have technology design planners as well. And the technology design firm is just that, they're design firms. So they typically don't implement. And so back in the old days, Ed, you could get a design firm that could come up with the network budget, some device replacement budget, and some of the design and be okay, right? Well, fast forward to today, and the complexity is way past that. But still, we have the design firm submitting the original technology budget.
Yeah.
But they only see in the technology lift to manage all the components for technology in a hospital construction project. If this is 100%, they see maybe 35% of it. Now, everything has shifted to applications, integration, digitalization space. So they submit a budget knowing that it's not complete. And they look to the IT department to finalize the budget and say the number and the buckets that they'll need in order to deliver. But
Yeah.
you're right, we're already working uphill against a budget that is known out of the gate to be in draft mode.
Right.
So, so along with our automation in a software technology platform, it automates that function. So with a few key attributes from the project perspective, we can develop and provide the project team a budget. And that's like the building block of everything going forward
Yeah.
in order to deliver on that. And so those construction teams have shifted in some ways So for example, the medical equipment planner gets an external expert with tools of their own to support
Yeah.
biomed and clinical engineering. Clinical and administration have a transition and activation planner, an external expert in construction that has their own tools. The one department that supports every other function in the hospital that still is supported in the same way from the 1990s and early 2000s
Yeah.
is IT.
I know that's
Straight.
why that's why I was really excited to have you on when I learned more about your company on a recent trip out to Colorado. And it's like, wow, where were you when I was dealing with all of this? And that's why I want to bring this message out because this is real. And again, I've got the scars to prove it, almost every time. So what are some practical things that you might recommend for a CIO? Because you worked in the tech department of these as project management in these big health systems. One that I would lever for sure is get really close to the head of facilities or engineering, whoever it is that is responsible for construction. So their titles are going to be different depending on your organization, but it could be construction in their title, could be campus growth or whatever it might be. But that's one practical step because that way you'll know ahead of time what's going on. You'll get years in advance, right? If you make yourself tight with the facilities leadership. What other things should CIOs be thinking about in addition to bringing your team on board when these projects come up?
That is great advice about relationship building with facilities. That's really, really good advice. I would say a few things, Ed. The first thing I would say is beware of the power of familiarization. You know, the old, we've always done it this way, is such a strong pull for us. You know, it's hard to imagine and think about, never mind deploying new ways of doing things because it can create discomfort. But that familiarization is a strong thing. And it's not just in IT, it's with the construction project team as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Technology has been one of these things that, hey, maybe we can save a little money there. Technology has been one of these things where it's like, oh, it's complicated. We know you have to have it, just go and get it done for us, but quietly if possible, kind of thing. So the power of familiarization is really, I think we are our own worst enemy in some cases. When we're looking to resource different projects, construction is one that is very much past the point of needing to have a modern ship. So familiarization, I would say, is one thing. And then two, Ed, portfolio management. Hospital IT departments are consumed with other healthcare executives. They anguish over trying to decide what projects to do when. The
Yeah.
need is so great. And now more than ever, the lost cost associated with missed opportunities is even more expensive. So when I say portfolio management, I think about it like a portfolio manager would, where if you're a healthcare system and you have IT system and you have 800 projects in your portfolio, and that's a real number,
Yeah.
that's not, I would say, overly expansive. Some systems might say that's conservative. Well, if there's 800 projects in your portfolio and you have a digital and a strategic vision, I doubt you have more than 4 or 5% of that portfolio, Ed, is construction projects.
Yeah.
Talking about expansions and the renovation, move, add, change. I'm talking about the real replacement hospital, greenfield hospital, MOB, ambulatory surgery center, or high repurposability buildings. For example, a large strip mall being gutted to provide behavioral health services. So those type of projects in a larger portfolio usually are about 4 to 6% of your overall portfolio. 4 to 6%.
Yeah.
But we dedicate how much project management focus on these things that require a huge amount of expertise in a third vertical being construction.
Yeah.
And there are very few people that have 80 new hospital bills, very few systems that have 80 hospital bills going on at a single time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so there's 4 to 5% of your overall portfolio is construction. It's high risk, high visibility, high specialty.
Yeah.
That to me reeks of something that you would want to obtain external support for, which
Yeah.
is why I start with familiarization, the power of what we know, and we've always done it this way. So portfolio management is a really good tool. If you're shifting the project management burden for IT from a large internal source thing, and you get the external expertise and automated tools, then that helps you incur less missed opportunity costs with those things that we're not installing
Yeah.
and providing features for patients or clinicians trying to take care of patients.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. It's just familiar is powerful. Portfolio management
Yeah.
is now more necessary than ever before.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you say 4 to 5%, that 4 or 5% may represent in total cost, 80% of that overall portfolio management, because, when you're talking about new builds and things like that. Yeah. And the other things, a couple other things, those are really good. And a couple other things I would recommend is getting really tight. Also, we talked about relationship management already with the head of facilities, but getting really tight with that sponsor. So in one case, like a greenfield hospital, there's going to be probably that hospital president. There's already established a hospital president, and they're going to be the visionary thinking about what that hospital is going to do. I would become their best friend, um, for sure. And the other thing that I found super helpful, and I think they get some of that, Teal, working with you, but also working with their other suppliers that they trust that have relationships and experience in other industries. I don't name vendors, so I won't name the vendor, but working, we use a very progressive vendor that's very progressive in other industries and where there's a lot of new construction. So we brought them in as well to talk to the team and to talk to that hospital president that was going to be opening up this greenfield hospital of the future. Like, what are they doing in these other industries with their buildings, and learning new things, to your point earlier about what else can you do with all the building automation, right? And a typical IT person, again, nothing against, us, but we may not know those things. And that's why bringing in that vendor, bringing in you, working closely with all the key stakeholders that you mentioned will help you have a great experience and create a great end in terms of everyone being happy with what's been created, and there's no like gotchas. So I think
Yeah,
that's
that's great observations.
yeah. So Teal, what other things? So we've laid out probably 5 or 6 practical things. First, we talked about, look, this is why there's a need for this sort of expertise. And I think everyone would agree with that and the specialization required. And then the second things we talked about were all, here's 5 or 6 things you can do as a CIO to ensure a great experience in this whole process and getting the outcomes that everyone is looking for. Is there anything we missed or anything you want to double down on as we sort of wrap up?
I was just thinking that um, you probably get asked about or told this pretty frequently too, where I have CIOs or CIDOs mention to me that they're trying to do a better job capturing ROI, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, they assist a particular department with a large initiative that decreases waste and streamlines workflow or automates workflow, and they're going to be able to post a $350,000 ROI. And IT knows they have a component of that ROI, but it's very difficult to capture and report. Construction is one space where, if approached correctly, we can anticipate every IT resource that will be deployed on a construction project can be anticipated, right?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we know by team, and people really underestimate the complexity of a hospital or healthcare IT team.
Oh, yeah.
One of our last clients, there were 650 FTEs.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they're not huge, you know.
Right.
So people really underestimate the complexity and highly specialized folks that make up an IT team.
Yeah.
But with construction, if you've automated process, we should be able to predict for every team the amount of resources, what hours, when through the duration of the project. And with, you know, proper generally accepted accounting principles, it's proper to build the uh, capital project for those capitalized hours.
Yeah.
So construction is truly one of those spaces where you can capture and report and properly have particular projects paid for your resourcing costs. But we are our own worst enemies sometimes, and we deny ourselves that capacity. So
Yeah.
what I would say is if you don't have an automated way to generate a budget and your IT resourcing plan, you have to have that to develop the
Yeah.
budget. And we really struggle to do that because we're kind of siloed, like
Yeah.
healthcare, health IT is kind of siloed. So what I would say for those CIOs looking for ways to better capture and report their components, their support in ROIs and other successful engagements for the organization, construction is one space
Yeah.
where you can get there pretty cleanly. It just requires a different way of doing it. Have you found that?
Yeah.
I mean, we tend to be pretty tactile,
Yeah.
tactical people. And if we step back just a little bit, we can get a lot farther with a slightly different approach that also angles them to get some of those things that they
Yeah.
struggled to
Yeah.
get.
I think that's a really good point. The whole ROI and then being very precise. And I think it made me think of two things that we'll end with. One is that it builds your credibility when you can be a good estimator and be right. And to your point earlier, we kind of guess a lot of times, and we don't we're pretty far off at times. I know I have been. And so it helps you, it'll build your credibility. But on ROI specifically, there's the Andy Draper, the Green CIO.
Yes.
And and he's been on previous Ed Talks. And if anyone's interested, you can look those up. We have two parts, but he talks a lot about sustainability. And so you can bring through tech, through IT in these projects, in these builds, a lot of sustainability and actual ROI. So to your point on ROI in terms of cost estimation and capitalization of resources, but also in, how you build, the materials that you utilize, and are you taking advantage of different opportunities and grants and matching funds and things like that. There's so much more to unpack there, but ROI is another great reason. So, Teal, this has been great because, again, I wish you had been around. I wish I could have heard something like this earlier in my career because I've made probably every mistake when it comes to healthcare and construction, learned a lot of things the hard way. But you laid it out pretty simple and clear for us, a lot of different things that we can do to make sure that we have a great experience and great outcomes. So thank you so much for being part of Ed Talks.
It's been such a pleasure visiting with you. I've enjoyed it. Thank you, Ed.
All right, that wraps up another edition of Ed Talks. Thanks for watching.